Yo, what is going on, you chess enthusiasts? Today, I've just finished my stream. I've done the impossible. I have done the impossible. I have spent genuinely the last year and a half of my life, roughly about 3,000 rapid games, grinding to 2,300. And you might be thinking, what elo did you start? Chess enthusiast 456, you beast. It's a great question. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, oh, maybe 600 or like 1,000, 1,200. Yeah, so I started this at 2,200. I've been playing for 4 years, just under 4 years. Well, no, about 3.5 years. It took me 2 years to hit 2,200. It took me a year and a half to hit 2,000, and I'll show you guys the stats later. But yeah, a year and a half to hit 2,000, and about another. I can't even think. Sorry, I'm so happy. Yeah. Anyways, I've done it. I've been hard stuck 2,200 for a year and a half. 3,000-ish games of rapid. It takes 13 wins. I was looking at this. It takes 13 wins to go from 22 to 2,300 if you win every single game from like 2,200 on the dot. So it only takes 13 wins, and yet I've played over 2,600 to 3,000 games. Now, if you guys haven't already noticed in the game review, then my Magnus, here's the game. Yes, I played with the 97. Yes, my opponent played with the 43. He was potentially a paid actor, but I'll take anything. Wasn't actually a paid actor, by the way. He just fell for a Levitsky line that I'll be showing you guys today. So, not a super long video because it's only 7. Well, I shouldn't spoil it, but yeah, 7 moves long. So it's a very famous trap that I do all the time. And let me tell you, every single one of my opponents that gets into this position always falls for the trap. And I'll show you guys how it begins. So if you guys don't know what the Levitsky attack is, it starts with d4, d5, bishop g5. And it's pretty much, I play it because I play the Trompowsky, which is, you know, if they play knight f6 is the Trompowsky, but typically the Trompowsky starts with this. Right, I'm a Trompowsky player because Levy loves the Trompowsky and I love Levy, and so therefore I play the Trompowsky. Levy loves the Caro-Kann, and guess what? I used to play the Caro-Kann, so I'm a big Gotham chess fan, as you can see. Anyways, he recommends this opening. It's a great opening. The Trompowsky. So, yeah. But he also recommends that you can play the Levitsky, which is similar, right? But there's just no knight on f6. But if they ever put a knight on f6, you just take it immediately in the Levitsky. Right? So it always... A lot of people play knight f6 in this position, and yeah, you just take it. But my opponent didn't do that. My opponent allowed me to just play only the Levitsky attack. So they play h6, book move. Fantastic move, right? Just, you know, trying to see where I want to put my bishop. I have lots of squares. This is obviously a terrible square, blocking in my pawn. This is obviously a terrible square to go all the way back. So I really only have 2 good options. I mean, there's also bishop d2, but a bit passive. So I went bishop h4. I always go bishop h4. I recommend bishop h4 because if they... This is still an annoying pin, and if they ever go knight here, you just take, right? And if you force them to go g5, which my opponent didn't do, but if they go g5, that's fine. You just bring the bishop back to g3. They've, you know, pushed the pawns up a little, and you might end up making them pay in the future because, you know, if they have a short castle, for instance, well, they're kind of crazy because their pawns are pushed, and their king wouldn't be that safe. But typically, they'd like to play something like this. Anyways, we're not going down that line. But yeah, so that's if they play g5. My opponent doesn't play g5. My opponent plays c5. Now, Stockfish, not a fan of this move, but I always take. I always take because I have tricky lines. I'll show you this one line that I have. I have this, right? And then they play e6, right? And then you play e4, strike in the center. And taking looks natural because it's like, oh, well, if I take here, they're just going to take. And they want a pawn. So, a lot of the time, they'll take. Because they're like, well, I don't want this guy to win a pawn. But actually, that's a mistake because of the b4. And b4 is not easy to see because it looks like it just blunders a pawn. But if you've noticed, the queen and the bishop cover this square. So therefore, the queen is forced to c7. And then from here, you play the nice move, knight b5, which forces the queen to go here. Because if you go here, obviously, it's just mate 1. If you go here, obviously, the pawn, the knight, etc. If you go here, obviously, mate 1. So therefore, you have to go to d7. This is all forced. And then takes is the best move. Now, bishop takes, there's a fork. And it's actually mate, which is funny. So, like, you think you're winning the rook, but no, it's actually a mate. Like, look, it's literally a mate. Same with, if the knight takes, it's a mate. So actually, the king literally has to take. And then, your long castle. I memorized all this. I've done this lots of times. It's a fantastic trap opening. This isn't even the trap that I did, by the way. This is just a sideline to the one I did. But yeah, the king's forced to c6. Now, according to Stockfish, the best move is knight d4, but I always play knight d6 because I'm just threatening this and I'm threatening this. So it's a fork, right? You've traded queens and see your king's always safe because you've traded queens and you're going to win material regardless because if bishop here, you just take. And rook here, I mean bishop here, and it's just terrible, right? Like I'm not even going to bother going through the lines. But you know. There's even bishop up, which is actually the best move. Cutting the king off. And not, yeah, I mean, what takes? I actually don't understand. Wait, let me get through this line. It's a mate and 5, apparently. a6, bishop here, bishop back, a4. Apparently you can just mate him with like b5, and there's like nothing black can do. Okay, so that's why bishop d7 is bad. Because it's just a forced mate. Okay, so, yeah, so bishop d7 is bad because bishop up. Good to know, I actually didn't know that. So yeah, my opponents always take, and that is just a blunder. It's a mate in 2 because you use this bishop. And look at this mate. Isn't that a nice mate? Anyways, I kind of got a bit carried away. That's a separate line. So that's why I always take, because there's this line and there's this other line that I like to do, this trap, where if they take the pawn immediately, which they do occasionally, right? You take on d5 and you win back the pawn that you lost. So you're still up a pawn because obviously, you know, you took at the start, took DC at the start. Now, this is the part that my opponent always falls for. I've been in this position. By the way, if I sound a little bit quiet, it's because it is 3:30 a.m. and I'm trying not to wake up my family. But in this position, there's heaps of moves. There's knight d7, queen b6, queen c6, queen c7, queen takes d5. Lots of those are the best 5 moves, according to Stockfish. But what your opponent will probably do, there's a very high chance, is play the ever so natural e6, thinking, oh, well, you know, queen takes, bishop takes. I get development. e6 is always a good move. I want to protect my queen. I don't want to trade on his terms. I want to trade on my own terms because, you know, if you trade on his terms, for instance, this is just terrible because, you know, this is threatened and you have to play king d8 and then you've got this and sure you can block, but it's +3, right? Like it's bad. Okay, so your opponent will, honestly, like I'm genuinely, like I'm 2300 and all my opponents every single time have played e6 and that's exactly what this opponent did. And this is how I hit 2300 for the first time ever after a year and a half of absolute pain and suffering. I wish I could show you my reaction. If I can, it will be a separate video. But I probably can't because whenever I stream with music, and the music might be just copyrighted, so Twitch might not even have the audio. So yeah, it's unfortunate. But I freaked out. Let's just say that. But so obviously this happened, and the beautiful Queen D8. Now the reason why a lot of people fall for this as well, not only is it natural, it's an uncommon line that Black will be facing, because not many people play the Levitsky, let alone in the Levitsky, a lot of people won't take the pawn because it's inaccurate, right? You don't typically want to take the pawn. So that's why it catches a lot of people off, because they don't know this line at all. And I know this line very well because I've played it so many times. Anyway, so that's that. Now, I'll be showing you guys my stats because I can and I want to. And I want to show you guys how much pain I've been suffering. So, I don't know what any of this stuff means, by the way. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. But, okay. So, if we go last year, actually, first things first, all time. Let's look at my all-time stats. Rapid. I played 11,292 rapid games. Mind you, each rapid game goes for 10 to 20 minutes, right? So, a lot of my life in the last 3 years has been spent playing rapid games. And this is proof of the progress. So I created my account back in 2020 as a 200 Elo player, right? I didn't really play like 200, 300. Like I got to 300, but I was only playing like my good mates from school and stuff. I wasn't really actually playing until about 600 Elo, and then I was actually, as you could tell, it just skyrockets because I'm actually putting in the hours. I'm playing a lot. When you play a lot, you improve a lot quickly. And I'm watching a lot of YouTube videos, watching like lots of things on openings, everything, middle game, end game, you name it. By the way, if you guys are looking for someone to improve, to help him, if you guys are looking for a YouTuber to help, I recommend a few. I recommend Elo Chess, obviously, mentioned earlier. I recommend Daniel Naroditsky. He helped me so much. You guys have no idea. Rest in peace to him. I love that man. Who else has really helped me? To be honest, those are the two main ones. I watch a bunch of other YouTubers, but they're the two main. So if you guys want to improve, definitely watch their videos. Openings, middle game tactics, end game tactics, whatever. Watch them all. I just binge watch them. Like, I love them. Both of them. Anyways, enough rambling. So this is when I started watching YouTube and started playing a lot. So basically end of 2022. So we'll say, end of 2022. So as you could tell, I skyrocketed to 1,000 Elo within a month, right? I was grinding. And I hit 1,600 after about 6 months. And I was stagnated a little bit, but before I knew it, it took me about a year to hit 2,000. A little bit over a year and a month to hit 2,000 for the first time. So I don't know if I'm gifted, or I don't know if it's just because I played a lot of games. It's probably because I played a lot of games, but typically it doesn't take people a year to hit 2,000 from like 600 Elo. But yeah, I was just putting in the work and grinding my butt off and playing. I think I played like 5,000 games. Yeah, it took me 5,000 rapid games to hit 2,000 Elo. I was playing a lot. Like, you guys have to realize it. 5,000 games within like a year and a couple months is a lot of rapid games. So that's how I hit 2,000. And then kind of like hard stuck 2,000 for a bit there. But eventually I hit 2,100 for the first time in July. So about 6 months later, you could tell it's starting to get a lot harder. So it took me a year to hit 2,000 from 600. Took 6 months to go from 2000 to 2100, right? And more hard stuck 2100. I eventually, so when did I hit 200? Back in July. So I hit 2200 for the first time in March. So what's that, like 9 months or something? About 8, 9 months, not 8, 9, 10 months. It took me from 21 to 2000 for 2200. And then from March 24th, March 24th, 2025, the date for me is the 26th of June. So the last year and 3, 4 months, I've been hard stuck 2200. I've been so close to 2200 so many times. I've been 2 Elo away. But I finally, as you can tell, just lots and lots and lots of games. But I finally did it. And today's date is the 26th. I hit it on the 26th. Highest rating, June 26th. Like, absurd. This is for proof that I've played like about 3,000 games. So this is the last year alone. And as I said, it's year and 3 months. So it's more than this number. It's probably 3,000 plus if I had to guess. So yeah. A bit of 2460, which is pretty cool. But anyways, appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to check out the Twitch. The Twitch is just Chess Enthusiast 456. We stream not daily, not every other day. And I'm actually going to start playing viewers and start my Blitz bullet grind because I'm retiring Rapid for the meantime. Because, I played 12,000 Rapid games. Like, I'm good. I'm done. But yeah, appreciate you guys. And don't forget to drop a like, drop a sub, and catch us.